I suppose. So it wasn't that actually long ago, but just developing more into a Ramatra player is exactly what is needed in this meta right now. We're going to go to Ilios, though, which, in all honesty, does prompt to probably see a little bit more dive.
Yeah, because Team Falcons are coming from the upper bracket, they have the higher seed in this matchup as they drop down. And the Winston ban is going to come out here from Falcons. Makes sense, you protect Hanbin's Diva, of course, but also you shut down Guxue from playing one of his best heroes that has that aggressive, quick tempo that usually sets the pace for Weibo Gaming here. Tracer ban, though, from Weibo Gaming, that's going to neutralize Proper a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit, although he's, of course, a flex god, so difficult to say how prepared Weibo are coming into this series. Of course, we just saw Falcons get kind of beat down. That 3-0. We thought it was going to go all the way to a map 5, or at least a map 4, but a 3-0 is not what Falcons were expecting.
Yeah, and you gotta question the mental after that one a little bit as we take a look at Team Falcons stats on Ilios. 2-1 versus Varel, that is, and that was a slightly easier opponent, dare I say, than Weibo Gaming, of course.
Still but, a map.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it goes to show, really, that Team Falcons have struggled, even on a map like Ilios, against one of those teams that they should easily beat. And so it's never looked easy for Team Falcons throughout this tournament. Now, what Avril talked about on the desk, of course, is that in this matchup, Falcons, they're not looking to mirror that Winston. Obviously, the Winston ban, as we saw, but they can rely more heavily on Hanbin's hero pool, which is that Diva, which is that Zarya. Because historically, it feels like Falcons have almost been baited into the game of Weibo Gaming, which is this quick dive. And so slowing things down here a little bit might change the course of history as they look to overcome their Chinese opponents.
I mean, Crazy Raccoon have done a lower bracket run before, and that'll be the opponent, both Falcons or Weibo, if they make it through. One final chance here in the lowers. And please, no more 3 Overwatch. A little bit more.
3 Overwatch, yeah. We're expecting a couple of maps here from Weibo Gaming. Obviously, they're already underdog in this one. And I think a lot of fans also might not be expecting too much from Weibo Gaming when it comes to standing up to Team Falcons in this series. But I feel like time and time again, that is when this Weibo Gaming core surprises us. We think back to the 2023 Overwatch League playoffs when this Chinese core, they beat then Atlanta Reign, which had Chio and Fielder in the mix. We think back to the Overwatch World Cup. China beat South Korea, which again had this Chio and Fielder backline of Team Falcons, right? And so Weibo Gaming, they find a way to make these games close, and then when you go to map 5, that's when they take you down.
Extremely frustrating loss to Twisted Minds earlier on.
Yeah, the meta has really been the Symmetra. And so far, Falcons haven't had the answer.
No more Hanbinston. Zarya, probably the port of call here for Team Falcons. Oh, Guxue. Zarya on Zarya. Just a straight mirror almost. Proper on Freya. Leave on Echo.
All right, I'll say this about Guxue. He's been adapting in Overwatch throughout his entire career. We know him for the Primal Blade, the Winston play, but he's never failed when it comes to picking up the Ramatra. When it comes to picking up the Doomfist, the Wrecking Ball. Oh, can Guxue do it again as Shy finds a pick?
I mean, that's a really good start. Proper wondering how he died. Hit the pause. No, I'm not sure what that is.
Quick restart? No? Anyone?
Yeah. Can we do the rollout again? Don't think I hit the right key. Yeah, jumping into a brief one shouldn't be looks like thumbs up from all the players, so should be pretty chill. No headsets coming off, that's the important thing.
Obviously, that first pick from Weibo Gaming is really going to set the pace here in this initial opening round. Should be able to take that man advantage, snowball that into a point cap, and then you can claim positioning and prepare yourself for round 2. Falcons, I think it's important they get off to a hot start in this one. They really didn't have any momentum whatsoever in their series against Twisted Minds. And so it can be kind of demotivating. Your confidence is low, but you just gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep making plays You can't shelter. Stay back. Team Falcons in this one. They gotta meet aggression of Weibo Gaming head first.
What do you reckon of this matchup then, this Echo in the Freya from Proper?
Well, obviously, I think Freya's one of the stronger hit scan heroes as we have it right now. So mobile, dynamic in the air. And we have seen more Echo come out. It's a really strong hero after Tracer received a slight nerf. And obviously, Tracer is even banned in this matchup to begin with. Also, the movement boost Echo, when you're utilizing that flight ability. It's really powerful these days. But the Freya, I feel like, should have the upper hand as you can shoot that Echo out of the sky.
Quick on pause. Here we go, back in. Jumping onto Ruins. Yeah, Proper going down first. Not a good look. They've almost managed to pick up another kill for Weibo Gaming, but it will be the Cat.
Proper
Reaper.
This feels awkward.
Yeah. Against the Ashe Echo, like, obviously you're looking at shooting the tank there, but collapsing on somebody?
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing the Zarya Reaper composition, fair enough. You can teleport in, you can get that Zarya bubble and deal a ton of damage, but who are you targeting here? It has to be Guxue.
Who's Bro shooting? Yeah, it's got to be Guxue. Guxue already dead. They managed to move up to the high ground. Okay, Proper. Closing the gap there with the teleport.
But still, even so, Reaper, with this Shadow Step, can be very mobile, get on these high grounds, drop down, and get out safely because of all the mobility cooldowns he has. But Weibo Gaming should be able to rotate around Proper to deal with him quite handily with this composition. If it becomes a problem, Guxue needs to consider a hero switch.
Weibo Gaming, in theory, right, they can kite away from this with the Lucio. Even a good spot as well. Look how close Weibo DPS are currently to their ults. Bob and Dupe coming up, and wow, Chio just disintegrates. That's one kill already. As a Dupe, as well as that Bob being flung out. A Cat, and only 39% for Falcons.
Yeah, and while Team Falcons are playing the Wu Yang, I feel like Weibo Gaming's neutral is so strong with this Ashe and this Echo. Really, whenever Team Falcons walk up this neutral...
Wow, that was...
Oh, well, I mean, never mind what I say if you just find picks like that. But it's still going to be a struggle here for Falcons to swarm onto the point. The Kitsune Rush will help.
Yeah, they see Guxue using a bubble, so they use the Kitsune Rush to try and close the gap. But again, the Lucio paying off for Weibo here, being able to get Guxue out.
But Monk is going to return with this Kitsune Rush, and that will be advantage for Team Falcons. Just got to watch out for this Graviton Surge.
TP in the small room. Not exactly where you want to be against Harbin. There's the grab.
Sound barrier.
Sound barrier is good though. It's good for 3 people stuck in that grab, and now the tidal blast for Harbin. But again, the Lucio being able to taxi everybody from Weibo away. Doesn't matter though. It was all a distraction. Proper finds 1 kill and a grab, connects with Harbin, but still manages to kill Mew. And Proper with the Death Blossom. It finishes that fight up handily.
Weibo Gaming kind of baited into fighting in that small room, and that is going to benefit a lot of people. Proper included as he comes in with the Death Blossom. And that was a lot of ultimates for Weibo Gaming. 80% in counting for Team Falcons. How are Weibo Gaming going to retake this point?
Yeah, very good question. I'm sure we'll find the answer in just a moment. Proper just getting so much support right now. Double bubble used to push him forward. Bob comes out for Merit as well. I mean, this is all crumbling for Weibo now. I don't think there's any chance. There's 1 player on the point. It's Shy. He's killed Merit, but that's it. That's round. That's Falcons with 1 on the board.
And that didn't feel close at all. Falcons looking control after that Reaper hero swap. And now the ball is in Weibo's court here. How do you adapt to the Zarya Reaper composition coming out? It's been a bit of a staple for a lot of teams throughout Stage 3. Obviously, the Reaper was slightly better in the meta before Shadow Step perk received a bit of a nerf. Reaper was so good at getting in, getting out because of that shortened duration on that Shadow Step. But still find itself effective in this matchup here at the World Finals.
Harbin without a single death just yet. Most damage on the team and the lobby, almost at 4K. Right, Shy this time on the Freya. So we've got Freya Echo for Weibo, and Merit, he's just going to stick with this Ashe. Ashe way too powerful on this point to give up.
Yeah, Weibo Gaming though still sticking on this Zarya. And so the lack of mobility means you probably have to cater towards the point here. You can see Team Falcons, they're wrapping around these side angles to open up the sidelines for Merit and Weibo Gaming. They're gonna be stuck towards this point area.
High ground control pivotal for Hanbin as he pushes Gushwei towards the point, although Monk takes down Fielder. Will be a trade from Proper as Hanbin inserts himself into the fight with a help from Shio to gain the kill. Weibo, they cap, but they're on the run.
And the game feels easy for Falcons here because they force Weibo Gaming to make a play to regain some space on the point. But because Hanbin and the rest of the team secure that left side angle, they can easily punish these flying heroes, Echo and the Freya, and tear them apart, which then leads to the point cap. Monk, 70% on the Kitsune Rush versus Fielder's 22.
Yeah, they made it to the point ASAP. I mean, Gushwei's already on it, great, but he's kind of alone right now. It's just him and Mew. And Mew gets picked off by Merit. I was at Weibo trying to be a 4-ton tumbleweed, but unfortunately, it was just a stick in the wind. And with Team Falcons now with this position, and Bob as well, good luck getting on top of Merit.
I mean, this Zarya is straight up not working.
Oh! Woo!
This is tough for Weibo Gaming. They're gonna have to make some kind of adaptation. They're committed to the Zarya for now, but I don't see how this Ilios turns around.
50% ult charge, it's like, hey, maybe I get grabbed here. Easy to bubble leave in, but man, he's just getting bullied right now.
Sound Bearer coming up for Shio here. Could be an aggressive play.
They're playing, bro. Like, they're playing in the spawn doors. Zero respect for Weibo right now. Duplication from Proper. Bolus kills Shio at least. Proper looking for a free grab here. And he's so high energy too. Zarya duplicate is just such high value. Proper gets another. Self-destruct from Harbin to get the remake. Its time is ticking for Weibo now.
Easy pickings for Proper in the sky. Gushwei still alive here with the beam, but
no, he's
Fielder
not.
finds a pick on Monk.
No, he's not anymore.
And
Chased down by Harbin. What a move from Shio.
80% here, Joss.
They're pushing spawn, bro. Like, what can you do now? If you're Weibo, you have to use ults to get out the spawn door.
Wow.
This is insane. At least let them out, please. They're rushing in spawn. Merit leave trade. Who touches? Weibo, you got to touch.
No one can touch.
You got to touch, buddy.
No one wants to touch.
Proper puts the sticky bombs on the back of Mew's head. Falcons take map one. I mean, Johnny, come on. That was not close. We talk about how Falcons are pissed, and hey, if you can channel that energy into your gameplay like this, you got another spot. You got another life waiting for you. It's Crazy Raccoon.
Alice, perhaps the most one-sided map we've seen all day, and we've seen some giga stomps so far. Falcons showing that even though they're here in the lower bracket after a very disappointing showing, they still got what it takes against one of the best teams in the world. This is just one step in their path towards qualifying for that grand final. And Weibo Gaming unlucky to be on the other end of it.
Yeah, Humber didn't die. 16-0, 9 assists. Real tough look. I mean, the Zarya comp, you're just, okay, you're like, great, we can play Zarya, it's Diva, but with the amount of high ground control and how far you were playing up with Team Falcons, like, it's just so hard. And that's the thing with control as well. You're stuck into these kind of comps, like waiting for your ultimate to come up, at least use it. They just didn't want to pivot that quickly, and it cost them big time.
Yeah, I think it's important to mention, though, that this was not the must-win map for Weibo Gaming in this series. And obviously, Falcons deploying the Winston ban early on. It is a really powerful ban when it comes to negating Weibo Gaming's preferred playstyle of that tempo dive, right? We saw in the previous series Falcons, they hesitated to deploy a very powerful ban. Instead, they banned the Mercy. They didn't want to give anything to Twisted Minds too early. But now, with that Winston ban already deployed and map 1 win secured for Team Falcons, that at least allows Weibo Gaming here going into map 2 to go their preferred direction and free up Gushwei to play his signature Winston hero.
Do the rest of the maps allow that, though? Obviously, Dorado is in the pool.
Yeah, Dorado is in the pool if you want to go that direction, and obviously you could try to target ban Hanbin on the other end. That is kind of how these tank matchups work. If you are a historical main tank specialist when it comes to the Winston, then you want to deploy a hero ban onto an off-tank player who prefers the D.Va in that matchup. We just saw how Gushue felt like he had nowhere else to go. Realistically, I said maybe he'll have to look to a different hero than the Zarya, but where do you go? Is it like the Ramattra on Ilios? That doesn't feel good. Is it one of the more mobile heroes like Wrecking Ball? That doesn't feel good either. And so a lot of these series early on are going to come down to these very impactful bans being targeted onto the tanks, and hopefully you secure your map win and allows you to get later into the series where things open up when it comes to the hero pool.
Yeah, I mean, you can target the Ram pretty easy, right? Then have Harmbin play whatever. If you want to force Gushue onto an off-tank, like, it's tough, man. It's tough out here.
Weibo Gaming, though. I'm eyeing perhaps a Dorado. It's the go-to dive map for a lot of these players, and I will say perhaps you don't feel like you need to, you obviously don't need to protect ban the Winston anymore because it's already utilized, and so maybe there is a different hero you can ban instead if you're pretty comfortable with Hanbin playing the D.Va to begin with. And so there's a lot of optionality here for Weibo Gaming, as they don't need to worry about the Winston ban ever for the rest of this series. You know, so many times you see a lot of these teams that have perhaps a specialist, whether it's a Lucio player or in this case a Winston player. They want to protect ban a lot, and that is quite consuming because you're not able to target ban the other team. In this case, the Gushue target ban is already out of the way in map 1, and now Weibo Gaming, they can deploy strategic. Hey, though.
He's all good. Don't drop the notes, Sparkle.
We got the notes. The ban notes. I mean,
He's
that's,
like, no,
that's a
don't
lot
look.
of paper, actually. That must be a lot of research. That matches Kasor's and Danis work on Team Liquid.
It does, yeah. Sparkle. Ex-Dallas Fuel, ex-Paris Eternal, ex-Element Mystic. Been around for a long time at this point. So I was surprised to see him in the coach role. I'm going to be honest, Johnny. Thought he might have a few more years left him in playing, but it's good to see Sparkle nonetheless. Clearly done very well on Team Falcons, of course. They have a lot of support staff behind them. And it will be Weibo choosing Dorado.
Yep, and again, I wouldn't be too surprised to see the D.Va ban come out here just to make it more difficult for Hanbin. But there are quite a few options here if you want to go a different direction, of course. Weibo Gaming here. They've looked fairly inconsistent this tournament. I think back to that series against Alcadzia, they just didn't have an answer for the symmetrical composition at all. They were fairly shaky against a team like Team CC, even from their own region, right? And so a lot of teams going into this tournament, they questioned Weibo Gaming. Do they still have it? Do they have what it takes to compete at a major tournament? And then I feel like in the previous matchup, we saw with this team, like the pace, the tempo, it was back. They were rolling. Shy was popping off, giving us those big highlights that we know Shy for. And so that restored your confidence a little bit. You felt better about this team going into this matchup. But they show that when that Winston is not available, they are not comfortable.
D.Va ban from Weibo Gaming. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Just don't want to bully the Winston too much, but a Wu Yang for Falcons.
Yeah, the Wu Yang ban is an interesting one. Obviously been a go-to hero for a lot of various support players, you know, flex support and main support players.
Yeah.
Being able to play this poke style, it is quite effective, especially when one of their teams, they play a bit more close-up brawl kind of composition, they clump up. The extra damage from Wu Yang and the disengage available from the Surf. It is really good at just keeping the pressure on from far away without being punished. So in a matchup like this, I'm curious though to see the Wu Yang ban deployed. Weibo Gaming, they played a little bit of it, but it hasn't really been a mainstay of theirs.
Yeah.
You know, Mew loves the Lucio already, so I'm not expecting too much difference in that regard.
Yeah, a lot of Lucio here. Dorado's been a fun one to watch, especially since Watchpoint Gibraltar has been taken out of the pool. Now for Falcons, probably going to have Merit again back on the Ashe. I want to see Shy show up though on the Sojourn. This map is very good for the Sojourn. A lot of decent long sight lines, high ground control is very easy. Burning a lot of cooldowns to get on height. So your slides are just so useful to getting away from these very fast dives, like you said. Let's have a look. Let's load in. Map number 2. Can Weibo win on the dive? It's really your only chance to play this as well. You look at the rest of the map pool. I mean, maybe you play it on push. Maybe Runusapi. But Dorado definitely the best fit for the team. Winner here advances, plays Crazy Raccoon later. Insanely long day, by the way, Johnny. For everybody here and teams too. Some teams playing, what, 3 games? Like, come on. That is exhausting mentally. Let's have a look at the defense, though. Weibo staying on.
As we look at Weibo Gaming setting up on their defense, it's going to be that signature composition of theirs. This is the composition we've seen them take some of the best teams in the world onto map 5 and even clinch victory at points. Hanbin is going to look to Winston himself. Not one of his preferred heroes, but we've grown more and more familiar with the Hanbin stun over time. This should be a hero matchup that Weibo Gaming should capitalize on.
The Han Winston versus Gushui, one of the most legendary Winston players of all time. Probably in what would you say, top 3 Winston of all time? Top 2?
Putting me on the spot here, but the Primal Blade. Definitely top 5, maybe even top 3, you're right.
Our crew jumped out, just a little bit of space creation by both Gushui and Hanbin there. Oh! Woohoo! Flick of the wrist.
That's a good start for Weibo Gaming, and that's what you need to see out of Shy.
Oh,
another one on the fielder. And I think Shy is growing very comfortable with himself, being able to play this Sojourner, like you say. The quick tempo with the slide, the aggressive peeking with the railgun. This mobility that Sojourner provides has really helped Shy to push and pull and secure these picks for his team.
I mean, it is just an insane DPS. I mean, look, if you're Ash, right, you have to use that coach gun to get away, but Sojourner's just so much more slippery. Get the double slide perk, and you're sailing. Decent damage from Hanbin here. It's going to be able to cleave a lot of people. Chio steals that mega health pack, so the dive ends up coming in. 14 Falcons on the high ground. Big slam dunk there from Hanbin, trying to kill Gushui. He's going extremely low. Everybody, in fact, from Weibo Gaming. Oh, Hanbin's going to tank that one. Attempted parting gift there by Leave, but it's all Hanbin there. 2 minutes to go. Weibo with a decent amount off the time bank. We'll see if they can come back. And they're it now on the cast.
Yeah, Team Falcons here. They might look for a re-engage, actually, as Weibo Gaming are coming up to the point. Triple blink from Leave. Kitsune Rush is going to be dropped here, and Weibo Gaming contesting in the final moment.
Ooh, okay, we pick up Shy already. Early Primal Rage usage. You see Gushui's been a little bit more bullied. 10% away from his own Primal. Yeah, easy point cap there. Fielded with a couple as well. 4 minutes in the time bank, and Falcons not looking so hot this this tournament, Johnny. 0-3 on the escort game type.
Yeah, this has been a map type that Falcons have really struggled on, so as they prepare for the second point here, let's have a listen in and see how they prepare on this high ground.
나 화밀다 할게.
나도 합니다 할게.
나도 화밀다 올라갈게. 다시. 내 사람 이벤트 들어봐.
You call a target, and Johnny, I'll dive on it, no worries. There was a lot of Kiri callouts there, trying to kill Monk. No CDs, jump in, easy kill on the Kiriko.
And this is when Merit is at its most lethal, playing this Cassidy, has the High Noon able to deploy here. Weibo Gaming, they pretty much gotta use this down barrier to get out there to begin with. Geo dropping it first though.
Oh, look at that aggressive beat. Yeah, trying to kill Monk, but they've ended up flipping the table here on Weibo. Oh, the high ground control though. Proper with the pulse bomb, helping Merit get the kill, and the Deadeye finds one. Double kill for Merit. 2.5 minutes. Shy behind them. He's got overclock, Johnny, but I don't think he's going to get a chance to use it.
No help.
It'd be a throwaway if he did. That is a speed run a second.
But Weibo Gaming, they kind of had a poor defense here because they went for that last-minute contest on first. When you're going for that assassination, where can you retreat to? And Proper, he's one of the best players to break the game. I'd say he's the best player in the world right now and has been for a little bit here. And so very comfortable playing that Echo as we head into King's Row, our third map of the series with Weibo Gaming facing elimination going into this one.
Man, it's always on the DPS though, you know? I mean, we've had insane hit scan performances from a lot of players like Quartz on the Sods, like Proud as well, had just ridiculous performances. I mean, the game does revolve heavily around DPS kind of making plays, but this tournament specifically, there's just been so many unbelievable highlights. Weibo Gaming need that reverse sweep now. A loss here sends them home. And Falcons will advance. Defense, Mew, Wu Yang here. Leave on the venture.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many great King's Row defense here, so a bit of an alternate approach from Weibo Gaming, as Mew is going to provide a lot of poke damage from this defensive high ground. Leave is going to be able to control these wide angles, these flanks, really well, utilizing the ability cycle from the Venture. You can see right now contesting that hotel lobby area. Merit swaps over to the Sojourn and Proper on the Genji here. If you're Team Falcons, they are looking for a quick rollout here on the left-hand side. Not able to punish Leave, obviously, but they're constantly hunting for someone to dive on top of.
Just wants to land one Kuna headshot, or a Shuriken headshot, sorry, onto Monk before they go in. Leave's pretty low in it. Oh, Monk! Oh, Monk's gonna go down here. You gotta be careful. What a pick. Nice Suzu too, keeping handing up. They do end up trading Fielder for him though, so a trade of the Kirikos. And now Leave is going hunting for the back line. Sees Merit, but Proper's just around the corner.
Yeah, Hanmin is going to lose that mech after losing all that armor and no Kiriko on the battlefield. So Weibo Gaming, they hold on for now. I will say they have quite a good composition when it comes to staying alive in these brawls. They just gotta protect their Ashe and this Wu Yang from being punished. And the rest of the teams should be able to secure some value here.
Could have been Dynamite damage from Shy.
Oh, here's got to dive.
Dives on the side. Just the wave to push Hanmin back for now. Now Leave is just trying to deal with this flank too. I mean, if you're Gushway, you're trying desperately to help you and Monk on this high ground.
Shy's been
pushed down to this low. Mew's already dead here. And oh, Proper goes in, just dashes straight through Gushway to find the execution kill. Gets the reset up to the high ground. Now Gushway alone. Point capture now for Falcons, looking at 33%.
Gushway is still in the backline here. Leave. If he stays alive,
they got to kill Leave.
Can't.
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 players from Team Falcons there looking at Leave. There's just no shot.
They could have re-engaged though, but Leave dying that early spells trouble for Weibo Gaming here. Gushway, last-ditch effort.
He's going to try Annihilation. I mean, it's up pretty soon. They're just going to be able to survive. Tidal Blast onto Shy as he tries to get some knockdowns, and he does. Gets 2, but what a Suzu from Fielder. And then Proper just dashes through both of them.
Leave.
And takes care of them. Oh, Leave though on the side.
Leave gets a couple, and Gushway has the Annihilation. And the Kitsune Rush from Monk. Weibo Gaming has all the tools to remain on this first point defense.
1 minute and 30 seconds remains now. Leave with a miracle ultimate, kills 2.
Team Falcons though, they just invested the Sunbearer, so they still have 4 ultimates to go here. You should be able to set up Merit for a wide swing with this overclock, with the pressure from Proper's Dragon Blade.
Surely it's just an overwhelming amount of ults. You can't beat Blade, unfortunately, if your Falcons hit. But sometimes a Rush Blade is all that you need. Those swings are deadly. Even deadlier when they sped up. Hanmin can't lose mech though. Self-destruct, all good. Blade pop from Proper, he's already in the backline. Forces Monk.
He got nothing.
He got nothing, and Fielder's already dead. 50 seconds to go now. As Team Falcons trying to grasp hold of this game, it's slowly slipping out their hands. Proper picked off by Monk. It's all falling apart for Falcons, Johnny.
Wow, Weibo Gaming making a firm stand on this first point defense. Team Falcons find nothing with the Dragon Blade and the Kitsune Rush. And 30 seconds to go. Realistically, they're not going to be able to build this sound barrier. And now it all falls on the merit. Gushue, with this Annihilation, usually used as a survivability tool on this point. But now, could perhaps go a little bit aggressive with Leave.
He's already used both CDs though.
Barrett.
Yeah, he's on the high ground, Leaves asked to get out of there, use that drill dash to create some space for
Fielder
himself.
dies.
But how does Fielder die there? Annihilation on the point, and Gushue does end up getting run over, but Team Falcons are all very low, only relying on Chio's help to heal him up. Chio finds Mew. A scrappy fight, no C9s please. Humbin pretty low, has to keep the point alive, but guess who's alive? Still Proper with 10 HP, and Fielder makes it back.
Team Falcons escape a first point hold in overtime here. Keep themselves alive on their own attack. Weibo Gaming couldn't quite close things out, but it's still a highly successful first point defense from Weibo Gaming as they look to advance here. Chio is going to have an earlier sound barrier here. And Proper's over on the Symmetra. This added mobility could be lethal when you storm through with this sound barrier in hand.
Chai almost got quad dinked there.
Be careful.
Chio.
Yeah.
Especially with these right clicks from Proper, can be deadly on the corner. Chilling though is Leave, not really fussed about the harm bin damage right now.
Weibo Gaming coming up on double support ultimate here, but they gotta get it first.
It's so close. I mean, Monk's got the Russian 1%. There it is. Instantly hits it too. Chio with the sound barrier. It's on 5. Straight into the front line here. Goes Proper, trying to build up beam energy. But Mew with a later beat is going to make sure they survive the onslaught of damage.
Fielder's got this Kitsune Rush now. Advantage Falcons.
They got to just use it around this corner. No. Wait for this Nemesis form to run out. Under we go. But Leave! He picks off Proper really early on in the fight. I mean, this tectonic shock is just ridiculous. As Suzu does end up saving them, and there's the rush, Johnny. Straight to the back line. Mew in trouble, running for his life.
Yeah, the Kitsune Rush neutralized by Weibo. Bit of a Lucio duel, honest. Chio comes out on top here.
Yeah, Payload's moving back, though. They need to actually touch it. Harmy's on the wrong side of the map. Completely wrong side.
What are we doing here?
I have no idea. They've got to get out alive at the very least. Payload's still going, though.
Team Falcons, they still have a lot of powerful ultimates coming up here. The Symmetra wall is so good for securing positioning for your team. Weibo Gaming, can they make a play or will they falter?
Okay, there you go. Wall deployed, and this Annihilation is going to be really tough to use now. Gushue's been isolated, Johnny, as well. There's the Suzu. Everybody from Team Falcons descending on their prey. And Monk, Leave, the rest of them, they're going to fall. That mega health pack is no place for you. Not with this Annihilation ripping and tearing. 2 players left in the back line there, but they're quickly cleaned up. And that is the second point.
And we got plenty of evidence from earlier today just how powerful this Symmetra can be in a Ramatra head-to-head like we have right now. Leave opting for the Venture instead. A lot of pressure on him to come up big time with those tectonic shocks. Proper swaps over to the Mei here on 3rd, actually. And because it's late in the round, you're going to generate those perks that are so crucial for Mei early on. Overclock from Chai, but it's very early. Can you even find a pick here?
I think the Ravenous Vortex slowed Chai down there, tried to dash forward. Chio, don't peek! Oh! Yeah, now they're just going to get bullied in this corner. They forced Proper to use that block super early on in that fight. Good fight win for Weibo.
Yeah, Proper found himself offside. And Chio just peeked around the corner, thinking about using the sound barrier to save Proper, but instead goes down himself. And that was fight over for Falcons. Now, you look at Weibo Gaming here, they're positioning. Leave is on this high ground, double support ultimate. If they want to deploy it, this is the aggressive approach. You gotta utilize these Venture abilities.
Leave's got ult. Leave's got as well, chasing Chio. Chio's still on the sound barrier. There's the burrow. Rush on the point for both Monk and Fielder. This sound barrier from Mew and Chio. They're going to have to deploy it late as humanly possible. Leave going in once again, but Shy ends up going down. Shy caught out, but there's the sound barriers from both sides. Tectonic Shock's good for Leave, but he's already lost that green overhealth. And he's trying to get some damage in, Johnny, but Fielder's just being healed all the way back up. Same with Harmbin. Full HP. Nice boot from Chio too. He's going to end the fight, but we're in OT.
It's a rough fight for Weibo Gaming as they lose Shy, and now Team Falcons. They have the advantage going into overtime. Overclock from Merit, and he's got all the sidelines. Proper with a Blizzard, Pop pushing up here with Hanbin. They're gonna make it really difficult for Weibo to get out of spawn.
Feels like he's just going to Blizzard the spawn here from Proper. It's exactly what he's done.
Merit
blocking one of the entrances, and Merit snipes leave. Where's the touch? An OT finish for Falcons.
And they gotta feel good, escaping that first point, and then ending up capping third. Weibo Gaming on the other side. Gotta be kicking yourself. You were this close to first point holding Team Falcons, and perhaps earning yourself a way back into this series. And now you gotta come up with heroics once more here to stay alive in this tournament. As we take a look at the stats here. Chio, Hanbin, Merit, all fantastic contributors to Team Falcons' attack.
Any change-ups for Team Falcons? Feels unlikely. Maybe Merit on an Ashe, but probably the Sojourn.
We have seen the Ashe and the Echo defense deployed by a lot of teams here.
Okay. Little Ashe.
It's really good when you sit back. The poke damage from Ashe deserves your attention. And I mean, proper on the Echo. We already saw it on Dorado.
Yeah.
We already saw it on King's Row previously. He is so good at coming up with these picks when it comes to the wraparound, a bit of a flank. Get a quick little 2K, and the fight should go in Team Falcon's advantage. But the bad thing about playing this Ashe Echo composition is you make it really tough for yourself to control the angles. You don't really have the same staying power as something like a Venture, as a Tracer would. As the leave pokes out with a couple of rockets here, expecting a hero swap over to the Venture once more. So if you're Weibo Gaming here, it becomes a game of controlling the high ground, establishing some kind of positioning for Shy, and then utilizing the skill sets from the Sojourn to poke down Hanbin, get that armor off the Diva, and secure a couple of picks with the railgun.
Yeah, we're already seeing that from Gushway. Slowly but surely plodding up the high ground. A lot of damage taken there from the sticky bombs. Very easy to create space there as well with the Venture.
Wow.
They trade though, still Merit finds a pick. But an even better one there onto Chio. A scrappy fight, 3-on-3. But both supports are alive here for Weibo, and they do have spawn advantage.
Still though, Team Falcons, they should be able to recontest this one as they gather their troops. No one close to an ultimate yet. So an individual pick on Merit. That is exactly what Weibo Gaming.
That is perfect. And Monk gets out alive too. Use both cooldowns, just waiting for them to come back up again. Another touch from Falcons. Imminent though, Johnny. Yeah, Hanbin was forced to touch there with the Ravenous Vortex, but ends up getting back onto the point. Needs backup.
Proper
backup arrived. Fielder and Proper find a kill each. Hanbin's still dead though, but Proper is just decimating the front line.
All right.
I mean, 3 kills already. Make it a 4.
All right.
He's here to make a statement.
This is what I'm talking about, to re-engage with the Echo. Proper does this time and time again. They wait for a coordinated moment to re-contest the point, and then Proper sweeps in from nowhere and secures a couple of kills. That's 2 minutes gone from Weibo Gaming's push here.
Ooh, Shy's like 1 HP.
Aggressive rush here.
Yeah, super aggressive, straight towards the spawn. Oh, but Fielder oversteps by a pixel. Shines have taken him down, but here comes the duplication from Proper, getting a little bit of revenge for his fallen brethren. Gooseway is so low. He's got Nemesis form still, but they're going to touch the spawn door here, Johnny. There's an Annihilation coming up as well. I mean, Proper can really just do it all. Looking for more targets to tag onto. And Gooseway also uses ult, Johnny.
Okay. Yeah, Gooseway commits the Annihilation. He's got to be careful here, he doesn't die. Team Falcons, they obviously already let Weibo Gaming have 2 ticks here. There's a couple of troops remaining onto the point. Bob comes out, it's going to buy some time, but it's like a Kitsune rush from Monk.
Oh, the Bob is just so good at stalling for time, though. It's going to allow Hanbin to come back in. He has self-destruct as well, Johnny. And Merit's on the high ground again. Self-destruct, Ravenous Vortex connects, but Suzu helps him get out of the slow field.
Sound barriers.
Barrier straight to the back line here. As Proper takes to the skies, hunting for his next victim. Shy going so low, though, but oh! That is unreal from Shy. The 180 on Proper, and that is the point capped.
But it's really expensive for Weibo Gaming. They had to deploy their entire ultimate bank to secure that first point capture. And now moving into second, you need to mimic what Falcons were able to accomplish. Struggle on first, but steamrolled through second and third. Let's have a listen to Weibo Gaming as they push this payload forward.
我这儿有人吗？哎，快过来，过来，右边。年前我们待会儿可以从右边直接帮他一起上。哎，敌人来吧，就左边2道了。那我们打正面可不可以？出这，哎，没，来回了。一边来开绕了，一边来开绕了。这边就2个人，我们爆车去 A 这边，这边就2个人。哎，丢一了，可以，后面跑。哎，我那边车外丢一打了吗？可以，我这。追地，来打把你，拉了。快结束了，哎他妈！嘎比，我快点到了。 那应该能快先火，要不快离会快点快，离会快了，这样，哎，可能绕了，给我先了，还有离会要先了，离后面站后面点，回到了，昨天绕了，可以我大压一波，一个，接着，慢，乘一，你过这边，我来过这边。 我现在他爆车了。
Oh, Gushue and Monk and Mew remain yet again. Is there going to be a touch? Looks like Chio's going to be able to get there in time. A duplication from Proper as he goes for the point. Kiriko in hand, a free rush. And yeah, Weibo Gaming, one of that.
They can't afford to disengage here. Both teams got that Kitsune rush, and both teams coming up on the sound barrier as well. Proper's going to buy some time here and some positioning for his team. So Weibo Gaming, they have to fight back in the neutral as the Merit goes for a bit of a flank here, combining with Chio. It's going to be Monk dropping his rush.
Fielder drops the rush as well. Chio's so close to Samba. They need to keep Shy alive, though. Shy's low HP. Again, Proper descends. But Monk comes up with 2 out of nowhere. Make that 3. Okay, Monk.
We see you.
Point 2 unlocked. 2 and a bit minutes as well, and they need a minute here to get a free attack, Johnny.
Yeah, they look really composed, but like you say, if you can finish this map with 1 minute in your time bank, that at least guarantees a draw and a 4th map in this series. If not, if they just capture it flat out, then both teams gain time as we head into overtime. So Team Falcons still got everything to play for here, as they have overclock on either side.
Oh, leave. Shy's already found one. Rips the head off the field. They're looking for another Merit. That's a double, and they want to get him, but a double slide away, and Proper inting into the back line to find a kill. He gets 1, but how long will he survive? I'll tell you, it's not that long. 2 minutes now for Weibo.
And this is again an opportunity where you could push up, but because Monk died in that fight, you don't feel as comfortable without your Kiriko healing. As the Weibo Gaming, they're going to sit back in this one. This is going to enable Proper to build up the ultimate charge required for the duplicate. And we've seen in this meta how impactful that is. Could go for a bit of a flank here on the left-hand side if he wishes. He's going to remain still for now.
Just wants the dupe. They're fighting for an OT fight here, Johnny. Sound barrier's off kilter though. Mew's so far ahead of Chio right now. He's chilling. He's thinking about it.
He's thinking about the wraparound.
They want Weibo to make the first play. Well, there's the annihilation. Weibo to side. No, we're going to back off. Proper kind of low here, actually.
Can't die here.
By Shy.
This is an opening.
Duplication, not available anymore. And Heartbeat's so low, he's 1 HP. Annihilation's going to be taking him down here. Chio jumps into the mix as well. Gushue tries to touch the spawn door, but not quite there. There will be a sound barrier just in time, though, for Weibo to run over Team Falcons. A final rush here, a final attempt at defense. Proper hits the dupe, but it's all over. He gets taken out of it, and only a matter of seconds can he buy. 40 extra seconds for Weibo on their next attack.
Weibo Gaming, they waited for that mistake to come through from Proper and Team Falcons, and they capitalized on it. But crucially, Team Falcons, they gotta be quite happy with the way that Weibo Gaming slow play that enabled Team Falcons to get some time on the board going into this overtime. Now the rules are going to shift slightly, of course, in going into overtime. Both teams will be able to pick a minor and a major perk for their heroes. And that changes a little bit here. what heroes could be the most optimal. The other day, we saw Tree pick the Bastion instead. I doubt we'll see that here.
That was crazy, to be fair.
But suddenly, a hero like Mei, for example, you get the perk where you can freeze the opposing Ramadra. It's really good. You combine that with the point presence that a Mei provides in overtime. Weibo Gaming, they're going to opt for this defense with the Venture again. It was a good first point defense for either team here, so maybe he doesn't feel the need to change anything. But Team Falcons, did they want to shift out their rollout? On their previous attack, they rolled through the hotel area. They looked for a pick very early on. This time, it might be proper on the Symmetra.
5, 4, 3.
Merit with a little bit of scouting with a
Don't jump.
Sonic Arrow. No one's going to.
Don't peek.
No one's going to peek.
I'm just saying, it's happened before.
It's happened before. Proper on Simjo.
I mean, why not? Really good in this Ramadra mirror. Easily secure the high ground here for his team. And look for this wraparound. Be careful.
Yeah, you can't get jumped on now. Leave with the Barret. Okay. Trying to dissuade Team Falcons from being on that high ground, but nothing's really going to do that.
30 seconds.
And I think Weibo Gaming, they're actually quite pleased by swapping around here a little bit. Obviously, Shy loves this for his high ground capabilities.
Nice TP, really nice TP. Mew almost goes down there on the Lucio, but looks like Goushway is in a little bit of trouble. They've also super low. Nemesis Form for Harbin on the point, taking enough damage to force him back.
He's so low.
They've got to make a play at some point, and that's the play that you want to see. Shy dead, carry down for Weibo Gaming. Leave up to the next one in Leave. He's in a good spot to find an off angle, but he has to use the burrow to get away.
Ultimates are going to come online here pretty soon. Goushway desperately wants the annihilation, but this pressure from Proper is too much, and the rotate has to come in from Weibo Gaming.
Yeah, and he predicts it as well, putting those turrets on the high ground. There's a couple of check marks on the point already, looking for a third. Goushway jumps down, annihilation has to be pulled.
Sound barrier.
Proper just continue his menacing presence in the front line. Sound barrier ends up coming up clutch, Mew down. The rest of Weibo Gaming are split. Fielder, nice TP. Oh, can't get the well, can't get that teleport, sadly, but Merit does the job.
And it's a great job by Chio there. Amping heals for the rest of his team. Get that quick sound barrier online, and that was what turned the tide in this overtime fight. Now, of course, stick to the payload, you must. Don't be like T1, don't step off. Weibo Gaming here, because Chio utilized that sound barrier, that obviously grants Weibo Gaming the ultimate advantage going into this next one. And so you're thinking, Merit, can you come up with a big play with this overclock? If we're Falcons here, we need to find an alternate way to win this fight. We can't take a straight up engage.
Have to be able to burn ult.
Here he goes.
Falcons just trying to go fast. Johnny Monk's got the rush, needs to heal Shy, but Shy ends up going down. Mew dies with a sound barrier as
Not
well.
like this.
Well, they might only need this rush in this overclock. It's an OT push through street space, Johnny. Weibo looking to stack ults and dump them in the next fight.
So that's the Kitsune rush gone from Monk here. But still don't underestimate the powerful sound barrier from Mew. That being said though, the survivability tools from Falcons are so strong with the Symmetra wall and the annihilation, and they're gonna put the pressure on early while their Kiriko is back on the card. They want to drain these resources away from Weibo Gaming early, and Mew commits the sound barrier.
Two-man sound barrier.
No way!
It only hits himself and Goushway, but Shy, oh, he's able to pick up the pieces though. That overclock has found a couple, and oh my word, the push ends. But what a push for a single minute.
Wow.
Just before that second point. Now Weibo have to match with 1:40.
It looked scary when that two-man sound barrier came in. You're thinking, oh no, we might be looking at a 6-point Kings Row game. But they found the picks required based on that momentum, and obviously Team Falcons, they had one member pushing the cart while the rest of the team was pushed forward. Still though, Team Falcons playing really well, and so I think Team Falcons here, they got a great thing going.
Weibo with 1:40.
Ready for battle.
Can they actually make it to that second point? Proper on the Venture now. Okay, no more Sim. Doesn't make most sense. On the defense, yeah, you can play it, but I think much preferring to kind of cut people off as soon as they kind of barrel through the choke. Leave was hovering Bastion. Maybe getting the perks ready.
Maybe getting the perks ready. Some players, they like to do that. Pick 20 heroes in spawn and try to get the perks online for all of them, so you don't have to do it later.
Lined up, get them all lined
You never know what hero you're going to swap to in overtime.
Five, four,
Let's see what they can conjure up here.
one.
Wouldn't be too surprised to see Leave swap back to the Venture, of course. Tries to get some initial ult charge as that swap comes through.
All right. Just picking Bastion just for getting the perks. It's all good. We'll play it second. High ground control still pivotal. The extra range perk here is really nice for the Venture. There's a lot of damage. Oh, both Rams using that Nemesis form at the same time. Robert fighting on that phone box now. There's a Merit kind of scared of his behind. Looks like Mew's just hanging around. Mew's just hanging around.
Okay.
Distraction play by Mew. 8 with a kill onto Merit. But the problem is, Proper is still doing work, doing numbers. But it might not be enough, to be honest. Doesn't end up getting the burrow, but Hanbin's dead, Johnny.
Hanbin is dead indeed, but Falcons, they always love brawling back and forth, and they're gonna try to stay in this fight. Chio finds a pick up the Mew here. A cap point is looking very likely. And he might come through. Proper stalling a little bit for now.
Oh, nice boot. Oh, but he beats him in the 1v1. They're going to be able to get back to the point in time now, Johnny, as Merit comes in for the kill on Shy. 30 seconds to go as Gooshway went around, the rest of his team went, but they got another reset here, Johnny, but will they be able to make use of it?
Yeah, Hanbin is still contesting this point. Fielder looking to build that Kitsune Rush. And this is vital time gone for Weibo Gaming here. Ultimates are coming online for Falcons any minute.
I mean, look, Proper's already back. There's the Annihilation. They're trying to get something popping, but the sound barrier from Chio is going to be good. OT now here. 98.9% is the rush from Fielder. Comes in just in time, but he needs to heal Hanbin. Proper goes down first. The beat, the Annihilation. Weibo flood the point. And they get the cap in OT.
They get the cap in OT, but that was an expensive cap. I know your tournament life is on the line, but now you're facing quite the uphill battle as you lack the support ultimates, you lack that Annihilation. And so it's down to the damage players for Weibo Gaming. The Tectonic Shock, the Overclock. Can anyone make some magic happen as you look to stay alive in this series?
Oh, they spotted Leave already. Yeah, get me out of there. Double DPS ult. There's one time for Shy to pop off. It's going to be now. Proper's already trying to go fast here. He's found him, though. He's found him. He's found Shy. Shy needs to win it, and he does. Can Merit steal the deal, though? It's all on the Ventures and the Sojourns. Hanbin on the point, pops the Annihilation, and now this point is going to be deadly. No DPS available for Weibo Gaming. And Mew going down is not a good sign. Gooshway pops another Nemesis form, Johnny, but it's all falling apart. Weibo Gaming have lost their support. They've lost their lifeline, and China have lost their #1 seed as Team Falcons advance.
Team Falcons recover from defeat earlier in the day, reclaiming some glory as they look to soldier on here in the lower bracket, securing a spot in a match against Crazy Raccoon later on today for an opportunity to reach top 3 in the tournament. Weibo Gaming still has to hold their heads high here. Not the performance they wanted going into the World Finals, of course, but Team Falcons is a nasty opponent, and this was not the favorable meta that Weibo were hoping for. Didn't allow Gooshway to be comfortable. Yes, the Ramatra was in play, but Hanbin very comfortable on his own.
Team Falcons marching on forward. An exhausting day for the team. And unfortunately, Weibo end up falling. A really nice run from both Chinese teams. TC as well have looked way better than they've ever done on an international stage. There'll be another chance next year, but for now, the journey ends here. Team Falcons, though, they're going to advance. They want to get that trophy lifted once again above their heads. And Johnny, is it looking like they're going to be able to?
They brought out the Symmetra again, Team Falcons. And maybe they're thinking now, overnight, if they beat Crazy Raccoon that is, that they can go and study enough, go practice enough, to the point where they can at least match some of these EMEA teams. Because I think, as we approach Championship Sunday, and our last match on stage here this Saturday, that Symmetra is the key for success for any of these teams here at the World Finals, if they want any chance of lifting that trophy. Sometimes in the past, you've gotten away with not needing to play the Symmetra, but this time it's looking like it's different.
Only one more day of some scrims as well, and there's no way the EMEA teams are going to give you scrims against the Sim teams. Absolutely not. It's scary stuff there for both Crazy Raccoon and Falcons down in the lower bracket. They got that single lifeline remaining to make it through to the finals. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we expected a Korean team to be there and maybe even lift the trophy, but maybe, just maybe, this finals is different. EMEA looks like a different beast. But for now, we're going to jump down to the floor with Danny and Proper.
Jack and Johnny, thank you very much. Danny Lim here, joined by Proper from Team Falcons, coming out from a great win. Proper, big congratulations on getting the win. I mean, I'm pretty sure you didn't have much time to prepare against Weibo Gaming, but you guys did clutch out the win. How are you feeling right now? 자, 오늘 승리 축하드리면서 방금 이번에 두 번째 경기 때문에 좀 준비할 시간이 많이 없었다고 생각을 하는데 그래도 좋게 승리를 하셨습니다. 좀 지금 소감 말씀 부탁드릴게요.
일단 웨이보 경기는 생각보다 의식은 별로 안 했고 어차피 이길 걸 알고 있어가지고 라쿤전을 좀 더 생각했던 것 같아요.
we didn't really need to prepare against Weibo Gaming because we knew that we were gonna win. So instead of focusing on that, we wanted to focus more on the next match that is coming up for us, and that is against Crazy Raccoons. Of course, that, like you said, that is the next match, and it is going to be a big one. Proper, how do you think that match is going to be played out? 자, 방금 말씀하신 라팔전이 하나 더 남았습니다. 프로포 선수가 보시기에 다음 경기 좀 어떻게 흘러갈 것 같으신가요?
패자조에서 이렇게 만날 줄 몰랐는데 라쿤은 올라가도 어차피 유럽 팀한테 질 것 같은데 저희한테 한번 양보하는 게 어떤지.
All right, Proper says that I really didn't expect to meet Crazy Raccoons, both of us, in the lower bracket. But I mean, honestly, even if they win against us, they're probably gonna lose to a EMEA team anyway. So I think it's better for us to move up to the finals. That is what Proper said. Everybody, that is it for the interview. Proper, thank you so much. Best of luck in your next match. Zoe, take it away.